Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Total Tactician Project. Today, I bring you Task Force Admiral, Volume 1. This game has been on my radar for many years now, and I'm super excited to get the chance to play it. They released a free demo, and they have a Kickstarter project out, so, if you like what you see here, be sure to back it. But I'm going to turn it over to Present Me, and we'll see what we got going on. First order of business, we need to set up some patrols here. Let's also make sure weather, radar range. These are the kind of the settings that I usually use. We are going to okay. So this is something that I learned in when I was like flying planes. I used to fly privately. I'm still thinking about getting back into it. But these arrows here, these are actually pointing where the wind is coming from. So the wind is coming from the south today. So whenever we turn into the wind, so the wind is blowing from this direction, like it's blowing down like this. So it's very confusing, right? It can be very confusing for people who aren't in the know. So whenever we want to take off and commence air operations, we're actually going to turn in the same direction as our arrows here. So we need to keep that in mind as the engagement progresses. I want to be traveling at 25 knots. We're going to go ahead and start a search pattern. We're going to send 4 Dauntlesses from Yorktown. And then we're also going to send 4 from the Lexington. We also want to be setting up some combat air patrol here. You'll go into the Fleet Defenses menu. Now, since our threat axis is to the north, we're going to have a slight bias to the north with one leg kind of going to the south here, just in case something happens. We're going to have a patrol strength of 6, patrolling at 15,000 feet. We are going to use Lexington's air wing here. So we're going to have 12 assigned to combat air patrol. And these will be 2 squadrons of fighters. So a squadron will be made up of 3 aircraft. So 2 squadrons of fighters constantly patrolling above the task force. And that will allow for rapid response just in case any enemy air raids show up. So it's currently, again, it's currently 0500. Air operations aren't going to be able to commence until 0600 because, you have to wait for the nighttime hours to be over. Carrier operations generally only took place during the daytime. If we go here, you can actually see the deck schedule of both ships. It's called the Ouija board. And the blue means that they are being prepped. And then when they turn green, that will mean that they are ready to go. Now, we're actually going to go ahead and prepare a strike package. A strike package is essentially just a like it's what's going to go and kill the carriers. It's what, it's our offensive capabilities. And in order to early spot the aircraft, you have to go into spotting mode and do early spotting. And then we actually want to put them on a deferred departure. If we do a normal departure, that will mean that they will kind of just take off willy-nilly. And they'll just kind of go as is. We want the strike package to stay together, so we're going to click that deferred departure. Now, with escorts, this is where things get a bit interesting here. We're actually going to take 9 escorts, and we need a lot because zeros are very, very, very formidable. We're also going to take 9 dive bombers from VB5, and then we're going to take 12 from VS5. VT5 are torpedo bombers. We are going to take 12. Now we're putting a lot of eggs in one basket here. The torpedo bombers, this is early war. This is 1942. So we're in the Coral Sea right now. American torpedo bombers are not very good at this point in time. I'm not a big fan of the Devastator. But also, the torpedoes are just abhorrent. I mean, they wouldn't go off when they're supposed to. Sometimes they would just detonate as soon as they hit the water. Sometimes their engines wouldn't even start up. There was just so many flaws. It's crazy how the U.S. allowed that. So we're going to go ahead and skip time here by going down here and just clicking that. We're going to go up to 180. So we are currently spotting aircraft now. They're first going to spot, at least for the Yorktown, they're first going to spot the Dauntlesses, and then they're going to move on to spotting the strike package. Now, this is actually very risky, doing the early strike package deal, because if we need fighters to be scrambled, that strike package is going to be in the way. But don't worry, we have Lexington over here as a backup, just in case any enemy air raids do end up showing up. We also are going to have some cap taking off. I mean, we're not going to have any raids before the first aircraft are spotted, or even any scouts. I mean, it's just the enemy's not going to even have enough time to spot all of his planes. This is the Pacific, for those who may not know. So we are fighting the Imperial Japanese Navy. Just some background in that regard. Their Zeros are the fighters. They're called Zeros. They are very, very formidable. We're definitely going to need to outnumber them in fighters. If it was evenly matched, we're pretty much done here. Our fighters we're gonna lose a lot of fighters, I'm guessing. Alrighty, our Dauntlesses are about to take off. This is the Yorktown. Here's the Lexington. So it seems like the Yorktown did manage to get their aircraft up first, and it's not surprising. The Yorktown has 3 elevators to bring aircraft up. So these aircraft out on the deck, they're not the only aircraft on the ship here. There are plenty of others below deck. So then there's 3 elevators that can bring aircraft up, whereas the Lexington only has 2. These elevators can be taken out by enemy bombs, and our flight deck can become inoperable, which, let's hope that doesn't happen. Here's our Dauntlesses here. Very, very beautiful. Look at this. So now we can actually look at the Ouija board here, and we can see what's going on. And as you can see, their current air ops mode is launch. Air operations are allowed, and their flight deck is operational. We have 21 aircraft parked on deck, and they're going to go ahead and start getting that strike package set up. Lexington is finally catching up, getting some Dauntlesses off. Now it has 1 forward elevator and 1 kind of aft. They're kind of in the same spots here, but, you know, whatever. And we can actually look at the Ouija board here for the Lexington. And as you can see, there's where the elevators are. Our strike, not our strike package, but our cap is still being prepared. We'll have plenty of fighters also to engage any enemy air raids, just in case something pops up. Though, hopefully we can find them first. We can actually go into squadrons, and we can look. And each of their emblems is actually posted here. So as you can see, VS2, Dive Bomber Squad, VT2, look at that, that's kind of cool. And then there's the fighter. And then you can actually go over to Yorktown, and you can see what his emblems are, or her emblems, rather. So yeah, they actually do have all that modeled. And in fact, even the livery on each individual carrier is different. So as you can see here, these guys only have 1 roundel, and then their wing is blank. And they're actually moving up those Wildcats there. Whereas here, you can actually see that the roundels on the Wildcats here, I can't really get a good view. There we go. First of all, the roundels were changing so often in this point in the war that the crews would just kind of paint over the previous ones. So that's actually not an error. That's realistic. So that's why that looks like that. So yeah, each carrier has their own livery. So yeah, Yorktown's going to be spotting their strike package here. And meanwhile, on the Lexington, our combat air patrol is being wheeled up. Now, the F4F has a very short takeoff, and you're about to see that. They only need that much runway to take off. It's pretty crazy. And carrier aircraft, this was before the era of like slingshots, right? So you're not going to have them being, slingshotted off. They're going to be taking off the old-fashioned way. So these engines, they have to have a lot of power at takeoff. And the airframe also needs to be lighter. And we can actually track our planes on the strategic map, but once they get out of radar range, you're pretty much SOL. Yep, there goes one. Come on. They do have a proper takeoff and landing sequence. Well, actually, the takeoff sequence isn't correct. They're working on a proper takeoff sequence, having people hand prop it and whatnot. But their landing sequences are accurate. They will initiate flaps, and they'll actually put the flaps in incrementally as well. And their landing gear comes in and out. So, yeah, it's a pretty crazy detailed game. Oh, wrong button. Here's F2 flying over the Lexington here. He's waiting for his wingmen to form up with them. Looks like we have another Wildcat in the rear. He's flying currently with his canopy open. Very, very beautiful aircraft. Look at that. They're going up pretty high. This game does have a realistic scale when it comes to aircraft. So they are going to be climbing to 15,000 feet. And this is the height that they would be patrolling at in real life. When the dive bombers dive on their targets, they will dive at I think it's like 2.5 miles is their dive. And that's modeled. Look at this. This is crazy. This is just a crazy game, dude. Looks like we have some light clouds today. Oh, we have surface contacts. Let's see what we got here. All right, 5 ships. One, it looks like 1 destroyer, 2 small, 2 large. Let's go ahead. We have a strike package on Yorktown. There she is. All lined up, ready to go. We're going to go to flight deck or Ouija board. We're going to go to missions. We're going to edit mission. We're going to pick a target. And we're going to select this contact. Let's go ahead and order them to take off. Meanwhile, the carrier. Why can I not select the carrier? I want to shoot south here, which will be nice because we can get into the wind. So let's go ahead and start watching these aircraft take off. So as you can see, they are arranged in the order of takeoff. We have our escorts first, dive bombers second. Lastly, we have the torpedo bombers. And we're actually going to set up another strike here. We're going to go to the USS Lexington. We're going to get a similar strike package ready. We're only going to add 6. Actually, we're only going to have 3. We're going to have 6, just to be sure. Have 9, 12, 12. We're going to pick our target. These guys. We're going to do, no, actually we're going to do standard time, deferred departure. Go ahead and green light that. So now we have a strike package taking off from Yorktown. And then they're actually going to go ahead and start spotting aircraft here on the Lexington. And then Lexington's not going to have very many aircraft left. So if we do need to scramble, we're going to only scramble Yorktown. We don't want to lose fighters for no reason. They're going to get creamed if they go out on their own. Meanwhile, we'll have probably about 15. I'm just kind of guesstimating here, but about 15 fighters left. So F4F, he's about to take off. Flaps are out, and he's off. This game is fucking crazy, dude. I love this. This is what the view looks like from above. Soon enough, the airspace up here, well, not at this altitude, but the airspace at lower altitudes is going to be very, very busy. Because the strike package is going to be assembling. It's already looking a bit busier. Looks like all of our fighters have taken off. The majority of the strike package will be dive bombers. Now, the thing with dive bombers, they're very, very good at causing mass amounts of damage, you know, causing fires to erupt and stuff, but they're not very good at sinking ships. They can, obviously, but they're far more likely to just make the enemy scuttle them. Crazy. I'm gonna guess that the lifting condensation level is about 5,000 feet. Making a turn. Oh man. That is so fucking epic. Let's go ahead and get back down to the strike package. Go ahead and get to our escort here. Here's our escort. They're forming up. We have 3 squadrons of fighters. Guessing that, yep, Birch is up. Look at those bombs there. I believe we have 250 kilograms and then a 500 kilogram. Still got aircraft taking off, as you can see. Wonder what we can see from up here. A lot of the clouds are going to obscure the people's view, which is good. We want our task force to be concealed. Oh, we got a bogey. So, let's see where he's at. Okay. Okay, the bogey's been picked up on radar. The Japs definitely know we're here. They're moving in to engage. Looks like our strike package is now out and underway here. Meanwhile, we have the combat air patrol that was launched, moving in to engage. It's probably a Val.
General quarters, all hands man your battle stations. Set material conditions Zebra throughout the ship. Make Zebra report to DC Central.
As the strike package has just taken off, that bogey has been identified as a bandit. Looks like it's a Val. We have our Wildcats engaging. So we're going to let them deal with that. It's not going to be very interesting to watch them shoot it down. Meanwhile, we have our escorts. They are currently linking up with our dive bombers. Oh, they've already linked up with them. There they are. So our dive bombers are located here. Our torpedo bombers are probably back there. Let's check. Yep. So there's the dive bombers, and then the fighters are going to be up overhead. Yeah, yep, there they all are. So it looks like the strike package is formed up. As you can see, we have a lot of escorts here. We're going to need them. The Japanese are not going to take this lightly. They're definitely not going to take it lying down. So I'll let you guys know when our strike package either runs into some trouble or there's any new developments. Those that they're currently forming up. I do see something out there. Let's pause real quick so I can. Okay, looks like it's a Jap carrier. Looks like they're launching off a zero. I wonder what this guy's doing. He's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. Unless is there... Oh, we have zeros. That's one of them. Yep, here he is. We got a Wildcat on this Jap right now. Get him. Looks like a dogfight is ensuing. Looks like the strike package is relatively safe for now. Looks like this Wildcat's lining up on a Zero. He's lining up on a dive bomber. Come on, slap that Jap. It's looking like this Jap's going for a stall. Japs are going to be targeting the torpedo bombers. They're slower and they're more vulnerable. Looks like our torpedo bombers are dropping to the deck now. Meanwhile, the dogfight still continues. Looks like he sustained a couple of hits here. Going through the clouds here. Look at that, there they are. Looks like the Zeros have been taken care of. Never mind. Two Zeros. I'm not liking this. Looks like they're about to ditch. So we have some flak popping up now. Looks like we have times two Zeros. Alright, looks like we have a Wildcat on this Zero's tail. Looks like he has suffered a little bit. of injuries here. Come on, shoot that Jap out of the sky. Generally, the torpedo bombers will be dropping their torpedoes before the dive bombers get to their targets. They still have their canopies open. Lots of flak popping up. All these shells splashing in the water are anti-air shells that are just, they're missing a bit low. What's going on here? Oh, that's an enemy strike. Yorktown, scramble, scramble, scramble. We're scrambling all of our fighters. You guys are about to drop their torpedoes. Torpedoes away. It's looking like the dive bombers are starting to get close to their targets here. We'll see if we got any torpedo hits. They're forming up to start bombing their targets. Got one hit. One confirmed hit. Zeros are still harassing them. Multiple bomb hits, multiple bomb hits. Oh yeah, she is on fire. Oh yeah, she is hurt. She is really hurt. Successful strike. It's partially successful. I'm not sure. Where's their other carrier at? Looks like we still have zeros. the Japs. So they're still putting out a lot of AA fire as well. The remaining guys in the strike package are forming back up. Looks like we did take too many losses there.
More than 80 miles. Angels medium.
Yeah, no, they're just picking up the same guys over and over again. It's looking like it's going to be a little while before our strike package does end up getting, or at least the second strike package ends up getting to the target. So we have 6 going up. They're ingress, and then we have another scramble. That's from the Yorktown. There's about 15 of them. So hopefully that'll be enough to overwhelm the strike package that's on the way.
A few moments later.
Our first cap is engaging. I don't think they're going to last very long, though. But at least distract the Zeros. Alright, yep, they're out there. There's their strike package. We have reinforcements coming in. Looks like these guys have reached the enemy strike package. Yeah, it looks like there's no cap. Looks like the enemy hasn't had any time to reorganize their forces. So all their stuff is still in disarray. If any of these torpedoes hit, I'm pretty confident this thing's going down. Meanwhile, we have a pretty intense dogfight going on. Shooting down Kates left and right. Okay, it looks like they do have aircraft ready to take off from the Shokaku class. I'm not sure which one it is exactly, but I know that it's Shokaku and Zuikaku, and they're both Shokaku class carriers. I'm not sure if the dive bombers are going to split off or not. But I know that all the torpedo bombers are going to go for one. Good work on this strike package. It's looking like they got some flak that's about to be thrown up. Look at those fires. Yeah, I feel like if any of these torpedoes hit, he's going down. Or she's going down. Torpedoes away. Those look good, too. Second group's about to drop theirs. Meanwhile, they're still working on the enemy. So these guys had some trouble. Still have another group of torpedo bombers that are gonna attempt to strike here. Looks like we have no enemy fighters escorting. Looks like the enemy air raid is still 184 miles out, so they were really late to the punch here. Torpedoes away. See if any of those hit. The torpedo bombers are I don't think we have any hits. I think she managed to avoid them because she's going in circles. This isn't how ships normally evade. They don't usually just go in a predictable circle like that. So I'm pretty confident her rudder's probably stuck now. Alright, looks like we have flak starting to pop up now. Oh, yeah. This guy's gonna miss, but we might get, I don't know, we'll see if we get any hits here. There's a lot of dive bombers going down here. Come on, people, land something for me. That's a hit. It's another hit. That's another one. Oh, that was a, yep. More hits. That is not good for them. Holy smokes. That was multiple bomb hits in the stern. Those aircraft, I wouldn't be very surprised if they were out of commission. Let's go ahead and check the progress on the guys that we have scrambled. I imagine most of the zeros are taken out now. Now it's just the task of shooting down the enemy. Oh. Look at that. Shooting fish in a barrel. Let's track this zero. Oh, never mind. I really wish that they would make it a bit easier. Oh yeah, yeah, this guy's been fucked up. Hopefully one of his wingmen will help him out. Come on, McCluskey, get him. This is still quite the sizable force. I think these are from both carriers. I think. I don't really know, though. Well, at the very least, she is really, really fucked up. Oh, that's a Wildcat. Oh, no, they got him. The rear gunners got him. Yeah, unlike War Thunder, in this game, rear gunners actually matter. Oh no. This Zero's about to shoot this guy down. Looks like his wingman might be able to save him though, we'll see. He needs to cut his airspeed. Looks like that Zero's been saved. Oh no, another one. We need to have more aircraft attacking this, or else we're gonna keep losing planes. Meanwhile, back at the Yorktown, things are looking pretty quiet so far. I'm not seeing any of our guys. I'm not seeing our stuff in the distance here. And it looks like they're still in their cruising formation. This guy's definitely seen better days. Come on, just keep pulling into him. USS Lexington targeted by torpedo attack.
Man all torpedo defense stations.
Okay, so they're getting pretty close now. Glad that we at least shot down some of them, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. This is the last guy in his wing. Looks like we have a lot more fighters now working on the actual strike package. Hopefully most of their Zeros have been dealt with. Looks like these guys are climbing back up into the action. They just have so many aircraft that it makes it very hard for our fighters to stay on target. The torpedo bombers are really what I'm worried about. Their dive bombers are definitely still a huge threat, but the torpedo bombers are really what I'm concerned about here. Everybody in Scramble 6 is... yeah, they all ditched. Very unfortunate. Combat Air Patrol is actually still up, though. How are they doing over here? Still burning up. I don't know if they'll be able to put out those fires or not. Looks like they are getting back into the groove here. Formation. Going for that lone Kate. Scratch one Jap. Oh. Not going to get 2 in 1 here. Klusky unfortunately had to ditch. This guy's about to ditch. Canopy's open. He's ready. Looks like we have some guys landing on Yorktown. Oh, that's a 0. I thought we took care of all of them. Now we actually have a more tightly knit task force here, so we're actually going to have some pretty good AA here. Heading for the Yorktown by the looks of things. Here they come. Looks like they're attacking Yorktown. Or attacking. I want to find where the dive bombers are. It's looking like these Vals are getting some light AA fire. No hits yet. go. One hit. Let's see how she's doing. Alright, looks like the rear flight deck is out of action. And then the mid-flight deck is also damaged.
Enemy bomber shot down.
Oh, Lexington looks like it also received a bomb hit with just some minor damage and fire. None of the flight decks were too badly damaged. Alrighty, everybody. Thank you so much for watching the video. I know it's kind of an abrupt ending, but I couldn't really play any longer. The video is already getting super long, and I would have, this video would be like 3 hours long if I had actually played the whole scenario through. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a brief little breakdown of what to expect when playing this game. I backed it on Kickstarter, and it's just so impressive. I just wanted to show off the technical feats of this game. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.